Welcome back, everyone, and in today's video we're going to talk about controlling the 5 biggest costs in trucking. Stick around. So, as you could have guessed it, the number one cost is fuel. So, knowing how to maximize your fuel efficiency is very important if you want to control those costs and make more money. Driving behavior is very important when it comes to your fuel efficiency. If you have a lead foot, it's going to reflect in your pocket. Also be very aware of how you're braking too. You want to be smart with your braking, timing your braking for lights, because all that stopping and starting is really draining your fuel. It also helps to know what technology is available. For example, in a lot of newer trucks, they have these coast modes where it'll just pop it into neutral essentially, especially these automatics, and then it'll coast and sip very little fuel while it's doing so. So technology like that is very helpful when it comes to reducing and controlling your fuel costs. Also, knowing the sweet spot in your truck. A lot of these trucks could be geared and calibrated for specific jobs and functions, and in my truck specifically, it gets the maximum fuel economy at 63 miles per hour. So if I set my cruise for there, it's going to get good numbers. I've gotten 9-10 miles per gallon relatively easy. It's not too hard for me to hit those numbers quite frequently, and that really does help, especially when I'm running ahead of schedule. I'm not trying to get home, and I can really prioritize my fuel efficiency. Another major cost to control is maintenance. Taking care of your truck will ensure that your truck takes care of you. Be sure to do all of your preventative maintenance. That way you're not experiencing a costly roadside repair, because trust me, a tow truck bill is not a fun cost to incur. Another major cost in trucking is the insurance. Everybody knows that insurance rates could be crazy, especially if you want decent coverage in case of an accident. So keep in mind that the less coverage you have, the more you're going to have to pay out of pocket when an accident can happen. Next, we're going to be moving on to the food and drink. Right? Everybody knows how easy it is to spend way too much money at truck stops. I personally, what I do to prepare every week, I pack about 3 days of food to keep in my refrigerator. That way I don't even have to think about stopping at a truck stop or being tempted with fast food, which isn't that healthy anyway. I mean, you're not going to get to most truck stops and find any high quality food there. So definitely meal prep before you leave, and just be smart where you're buying your food. Maybe look for the deals, maybe do some couponing, I don't know, something like that to help reduce that food cost, because when you meal plan, it tends to stretch your money farther, so keep that in mind. Next is taxes. All right, so stay on your taxes. That way you don't incur any penalties for being late or being behind. When you stay on top of these things, then it's going to be a much smoother process, and you're going to ultimately benefit more. Finally, leaving you with some tips. Know your numbers, keep very good records, plan your routes, that way you're getting the most fuel efficient route. Also, maximize your time. That extra load each week, it's all free and clear. Often I've been having to make a choice, making a hard decision. Do I want to go home on a Friday, or do I want to stick around and take that extra load, which is, all my fuel's paid, my truck's paid for that week. So that extra load, one extra load a week could really significantly add up at the end of the year. Finally, work with a professional. I mean, I have ATBS in my corner. These guys are really showing me, what's the best way that I can operate my business to make the most amount of money. And in fact, this information I'm sharing with you is from the newsletter that I got from them. So if you're not already, subscribe to this newsletter, because it is free, valuable information. These guys have really helped my business succeed, and see what they can do for you. All right, everyone, stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.